Despite some headline-making incidents for the hedge fund industry in 2021, insurance companies still allocated nearly $1 billion to new hedge fund investments. I'm John Weber for AM Best TV. Here to discuss a new report on the subject is AM Best Jason Hopper, Associate Director, Industry Research and Analytics, and Michael Lynch, Associate Analyst. And Mike, let's start with you. After dropping for a number of years, hedge fund holdings have moved in the opposite direction the past 2 years. What is accounting for that turnaround?
Thank you, John. The historic trend of insurance companies divesting from hedge fund investments has more bottomed out rather than reversed, and the vast majority of these companies have in excess of $2 billion in capital in surplus. And while they're not seeing growth in the growth seen in other alternative investments in 2021, they're still seeing some modest growth. And given the low correlation with traditional investments, hedge funds, private equity, and other alternative investments have become an attractive source of diversification for these companies facing the low interest rate environment.
Now, Jason, the report notes that 2021 was not without its challenges, including the GameStop short squeeze. Do you think there's long-term negative impacts regarding insurer allocations?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that was more of a one-time event, although 2021 had a couple similar events with some hedge funds going belly up. But either way, insurers have less than 1% of invested assets allocated to hedge funds. So we're not talking any type of substantial exposure. So I think new investments have been relatively flat for a number of years. So I think we kind of expect the status quo. As Mike said, low correlation to public markets. Returns were favorable in 21, so we'll see how that plays out, over the next year. But I think it'll be a little bit more status quo for the insurance industry and hedge funds.
Mike, we could be looking at a number of economic headwinds this year. What should we expect as the year plays out?
There are a number of factors to consider, not only in the context of hedge funds, but in the economy as a whole. As the Fed continues to raise interest rates, hopefully we'll see a slow, gradual increase leading to a soft landing. But as inflation is still elevated and a possible recession looming, stagflation is definitely a concern, but hopefully unlikely. Additionally to this, the global supply chain issues are contributing to inflation, but are a problem in their own right. And the biggest factors contributing to this are the war in Ukraine, the lingering effects of the pandemic, and the lingering effects of lockdowns. Generally speaking, there's a number of possible headwinds facing the economy.
Mike, Jason, so glad you could join us today.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
That was Michael Lynch and Jason Hopper. You can find the full report online at ambest.com. For AM Best TV, I'm John Weber.